y'all tomorrow.
Hello friends, this is day 1 of LVL UP Expo. Today's show hours are from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. This is a comic, gaming, anime convention taking place at the Las Vegas Convention Center. This is my second year with LVL UP Expo. I was here last year in Artist Alley, so I'm really excited to be back again. Their website did say that they had 102,000 attendees last year, so that's a lot of people. But from the Artist Alley's perspective, last year personally for me, it was a mid-size con. I drove in from SoCal yesterday to set up. I know that they had a few hours before doors opened today for Artist Alley and exhibitors to set up, but I actually wasn't sure if you could check in and get your badge this morning or if last check-in was yesterday night. Doors have been open since 11 a.m. for VIP attendees, but honestly I was just spending that time finishing my table set up to make sure everything was in place before doors open for general attendees at 12 p.m. And honestly, even though the VIPs are here, they're not really here to make purchases in Artist Alley, so I wouldn't worry too much about needing to be ready to sell like right when doors open for VIP attendees. Entrance is all the way over there. This is our exhibitors, and then Artist Alley sign. And here we are. The table set up for this convention. The usual. Got some new stickers in this time. Have this Luffy will liberate your island for food, since the illustration of it got a lot of love online, so I figured I'd make it into a sticker. And then I updated the Haikyuu Haichu stickers and added Inazaki. I've also had some questions about how my acrylic charm display board is held on the table. So before it used to be, it's really janky, but it's like a little easel thingy that I velcro to the back, but honestly it was really unstable. So I got this collapsible, it's supposed to be like an iPad / laptop stand with different levels, so then now the board just goes on like that. It is currently 3:15 p.m. We have made back all of our expenses for this trip. Since I drove to this convention, our expenses are not that high this time around. A 6-foot Artist Alley table was $400, and the hotel is $366.66. Although I drove the merch, the setup, and myself to Vegas, I had my helper fly in after he was done with work, so his flight was $24.97. And since I did drive to this event, I'll factor in the cost of gas to put somewhere up on the screen. So this is the total cost of my expenses. I didn't factor in the cost of food or the cost to make my merchandise, so just keep that in mind. Oh, crocodile, Niha.
Oh, that's buggy.
I've had people ask me about how to decide between driving versus flying to an event, and there's a lot of factors to consider. The answer isn't clear-cut, but rather coming to your best solution after considering all the factors. First, it's just how long the drive is. If the event is in the East Coast, I have no choice but to fly, since I ain't gonna drive there. But for like this event, Vegas is a 5, maybe 6 hour with traffic drive for me, so that's manageable. And then you've got to consider the cost of driving versus flying. Is the gas that you're using up going to be cheaper than the flight? So for me, the gas driving to Vegas would still be cheaper than Southwest flights for me and my helper. But that being said, even if the price of the gas is cheaper, now you got to decide whether saving that money is going to be worth the time you're spending driving. And driving 5 hours to save $600 plus on plane tickets, that's reasonable. The gas driving to the East Coast is probably cheaper than 2 plane tickets, but at what cost, right? Is it really worth driving 6,000 plus round trip to save on that plane ticket? Not really. If you're flying, you also have to consider how much inventory you can take with you. If it's just a small or mid-sized con and flying with 2 checked bags and a carry-on is enough, the flight might be worth it. But if it's a big convention and driving isn't a feasible choice for you, you may need to pay extra to ship your inventory over. And you're also factoring in the costs of Ubering since you're without a car. And depending on the city that the event is in, the cost of Ubers can add up really quickly. But in some cases, like from going coast to coast, you have no other option than to fly and be okay with the extra costs of shipping your merch over and the Ubers there. And if those expenses is just something you can't afford, then maybe attending that convention isn't a smart financial decision for your business. So if I were to summarize it as questions to ask ask yourself when making your decision. It'd be 1, what is the cost of your flight versus gas? 2, is the hours spent driving worth the money saved on the flights? And 3, if you need to fly, are you okay with the extra costs of shipping your inventory and Ubers? Now remember, this decision is going to change over time and even change from year to year with the same event. I might choose to fly 1 year because I don't have that much inventory yet and everything can fit into my 3 luggages. Then decide that the next year the drive might be more worth it so I can pack my car full and not have to spend extra to ship. Or I might have driven to an event the first year, realized that the time I spent driving was not worth it, or maybe I have the extra funds to be able to afford a plane ticket and ship my merch over the next year. So once again, the decision you come to is going to be highly dependent on a variety of factors, but I hope this gives you an idea as to what to think about and what factors to consider when making your decision.
For the LVL UP Expo attendees, the exhibit hall will be closing in 40 minutes.
Yeah, 40 minutes until closing. We're at over 2 times our expenses, so I consider that pretty good for a day 1. And do you need a receipt for that? Okay, you're all set to go. Thank you so much. Have a good one. You're all set to go. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Well, you need a receipt with that? Okay, you're all set to go then. Thank you so much. Have a good one. It is the end of day 1 of the LVL UP Expo. It is 8 p.m. I'm really tired and hungry, but general consensus pretty good for a Friday, and I'm excited to see the crowd tomorrow. So we're gonna go now, and I will see you all tomorrow. Hi, hello, Editing Ivy here, doing a voiceover because I realized that 90% of my clips from day 2 has absolutely no audio, which I don't even know how that happened, but oh well, here we are. I apologize for the lack of clips from day 2, but overall it went really well. Not insanely busy compared to Friday, but I did make almost 400 more than Friday, so overall a good Saturday. Hats are selling really well for this event, and sticker-wise, I think my original character designs are actually my best sellers from this event, which is really surprising. So both the White Tummy Hurts, the Board Certified Clown, and the Picasso ones have been selling really well, which always makes me really happy since it's nice to have the original design sell. And honestly, that's all I remember talking about on Saturday because the rest of the clips is just me talking and I have absolutely no idea what I'm saying from my mouth, so I'm going to throw back in some clips that actually have audio towards the end of the day, like right now. I wanted to show off some of the things that I got from other artists today. Yeah, this beautiful free run print. I have been wanting to get something from David for the longest time, but this is the first event that he's carrying his prints in a smaller size, so I had to. This Southern Air Temple print, so beautiful. And then I have another free run print, and then one of the Fire Nation. And then usually I stick with small prints because I have no more wall space to be able to buy and put up big art prints, but I had to. It's, put up. And it's holographic! Isn't that so nice? I'm in love. They all got the bags, thank you!
Exhibit hall is now closed. Please complete your final purchases and proceed to the exit. Again, attention all attendees. The exhibit hall is now closed.
Day 2 is finally over. We're gonna go eat some sushi. I am so hungry, so see you all tomorrow. Good morning, friends. It is day 3 of LVL UP Expo. Today's show hours are from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Based on last year's sale patterns, I'm anticipating today to be either on par with Friday's numbers or a tad bit lower, but we'll see how it ends up being. Gacha has definitely been doing really well at this event. I just refilled the machine for this morning, so usually I come with this entire thing full of the charms, and then I'll bring a little bag of extra charms. I have 9 EVs, and I bring around 3 of them each, so 27 extra ones in here to restock the machine whenever it runs low. But this time I brought 2 bags of them, and I'm pretty sure this one had like over 27 in one bag, and we're down to half of this with this full, so definitely more gacha purchases than I normally anticipate. We are all sold out of the Gojo Cat bucket hats. I'm pretty sure I brought around 10 of them, since that's all I really had left in my inventory at home, so placing an order ASAP to get them in. I'm pretty sad because I don't think I'll have them in time for ASEN, but fingers crossed, maybe in time for MomoCon. Do you need a bag for these? And would you like a receipt with that? Okay. You can feel free to give it a spin. I just need the ball back afterwards. Thank you. Have a good one. It is currently around 3:15 p.m. right now. I'd say the sales have been going pretty good today. It honestly feels pretty fast compared to Friday and Saturday. I think because people only have 6 hours to shop today and it's the last day, a lot of them are either coming back to make purchases that they were sitting on, or they're more like decisive with wanting to make their purchase today since it is the last day. We are almost at 3/4 of what we made on Friday so far, which is really good considering that it's only been around 4 hours into the convention. Thank you so much, have a good one. And do you need your stickers in a bag?
Yeah.
You're all set to go, thank you, have a good one. It is 4:20 p.m. right now and definitely really busy. I thought it was just vibes only, but looking at the numbers, we are almost caught up to Friday sales. I did notice that today transactions have been leaning heavily towards card instead of cash. For this convention, I've barely had any Venmo transactions, probably 5 maximum throughout the whole weekend so far. But for Friday and Saturday, it was pretty split. Almost evenly between cash and card, but today has been like 80% card transactions. If you're curious, I'll like throw up an actual breakdown of a transaction by category up on the screen. Also, I will make note that if you're ever doing a convention in Vegas, be very careful with your belongings in your car, and especially your cash bag or cash box, whichever it is that you use. It is not uncommon here for artists to have their car broken into and like their merch being stolen if you have it like in your car, even in the trunk as well. I know a lot of us take precautions to like put it back into our trunk so it's not visible, but it still does happen. So take it back to the hotel if you can, and with your cash, like keep it on you. And another smart thing to do is also just to separate out your cash, so like don't keep all your earnings throughout the weekend in one place, because if God forbid something happens, like there goes all of your earnings from that weekend in cash. So like keep it separate. Just extra precautions to keep in mind if you're an artist spending an artist alley. And I've also been trying to make more of the habit of actually taking off my badge whenever I leave the conventions, because it might be a small detail, but if people see that it says artist on your badge, there's a high chance that you're probably carrying cash on you. So it makes yourself a bit of an easier target. So just another thing to keep in mind, safety first, my friends. I definitely say that it's been a really good con. I think I got a bit lucky with my table placement as well. I'll put up a map somewhere on the screen, but I'm like at the very front of Artist Alley coming in from exhibitors, so I think it's pretty easy to see my table, and right across from us is where the people are lining up to get this special quest. It's like this pretty known event that's happening during LVL UP Expo. So I think when they're waiting in line, they can also look across and immediately see my booth. I think Artist Alley here also feels a bit smaller compared to other artist alleys that I've been in as well. I don't know the exact numbers, but I'll count tables from the map to put somewhere up here. It just feels smaller since we're only 3 full rows. So I think that's been helping a lot of the artists here as well, since the money is being spread less thin. Also, the food in Vegas has been great. I had the most delicious sushi yesterday. I'll put the name somewhere up on the screen, but it was so good. I'll be dreaming about that sushi for days, or until the next Vegas con. Maybe LVL UP take me again next year so that I can eat sushi again. No, but I really be working these cons just to be able to eat good at the end of the day. Do you like a receipt with that? Okay, you're all set to go. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Okay, you're all set to go. Thank you. Have a good one.
The exhibitor hall will be closing in the next 15 minutes.
Looking at numbers, we're about $10 over what we made on Saturday, and probably might make a bit more since we do have 15 minutes left for the convention, but very surprising since it's a Sunday and we only had 6 hours today. So I think both for overall amount, the amount of sales made, and just the speed of transactions, Sunday has been the best day, and that's followed by Saturday and Friday. If you are also curious as to the breakdown of how many of each items I sold, I'll actually do some calculating to put all the numbers up on the screen. I'm pretty sure I felt like I sold a good amount of art prints and gachas, but it'll probably be a bit more clear after I do some calculating, but to get an idea of what things sold well at the convention. Tragedy.
Exhibit hall is now closed. Please make your final purchases and exit the exhibit hall. Thank you.
And that is the end of LVL UP Expo. Definitely a very good experience. Definitely really happy with my time here, and I met all of my sales goals. So fingers crossed they take me back again next year, because I would love to come back. And that is all for this video. My next event is Anime Central, May 17th to 19th. So I will see you all then. Bye!